Many of them, in fact, I'd say. I think that we should just, like, make a law. No one's allowed to make any video games for a year. So that everybody can, like, have a chance to get through their backlog. There's just too many games. Too many games I haven't played. Also, 2 more minutes of no pre-roll ads. For those of you who get here early. Yeah, it's a thing I've been doing recently. The second I start my stream, I run 90 seconds of ads. So that there's no pre-roll ads for 30 minutes, so as people roll in initially, can skip all the ads. Star and Snow, what's up? But let's figure out what the heck we were doing yesterday. Fuck if I know, I can't remember. I'm sure it'll come back to me pretty quick. Yesterday is a bit of a blur. Like a bit of a blur. Why would I do a silly thing like that, Stone Pants? I mean, I kind of did this past week. I took the time to play less Dwarf and play a lot of Phoenix Point. Alright, well, bedrooms are coming along. I'm still missing a lot of coffers and cabinets, but that's fine. Right, yes. I was working on a reservoir. All this down here. I can maybe use this to generate power, potentially, too. But currently it's just... we need more glass. We still have our pet night creature over here, the werepig, who's probably starting to actually go insane now because I think all of their clothing finally got bad enough that they took it off. Yep. Looks like they have no clothing on anymore. Unless they just take it off during the werepig time of their life. I like that, so this is an interesting little thing. This werepig here, I told them to engrave their own walls, and one of them is a well-designed image of a bed. Although actually, it's of the orthoclase bed. Is that a bed that I still have somewhere?
Hello you. My dad just retired early this weekend. Was big party. Feels amazing man, feels amazing man, feels retired man, yay.
Nobody gets to do that anymore. Retire early? It's like not a thing that people get to do. So congrats to your dad. And
hello!
Hello. How you doing, animal? It's been a minute. I hope you've had a good week. Sounds like you have, based on that description. So I just realized that we have an artifact bed, so I could actually give that dwarf a bed. And hopefully that dwarf wouldn't, you know, destroy things. He finally turned into an engraver. Still feels self-pity after a lack of troublemaking, which is funky. Thinks he could really use a drink. You got the ball emote, which is part of the new Twitch sweaty balls combo. Which is maybe one of the best things Twitch has done ever. Has given us haha sweat and haha balls. Which is interesting. What is happening? Is this an ambush? Nope. Dwarf has given birth to a boy. Looks of things. Let's turn off that job for now. Alright, how are we doing on those discs? That's the real question. quite good. We got a lot of serrated discs. Only catched one of those, sadly. What, the Phoenix Point? Phoenix Point has a lot of problems, but it's very good. I think I might actually be done with it for a little bit, though. Because I think people are starting to get fatigued on it, and people aren't as interested in watching it, which is fine. I'll wait for some patches and or a DLC or two to come out. And we'll play some more of it. But, yeah, no, that game was good fun. Very much I've enjoyed my time with it. Although we got another new game for today, Animal. Since you're in here, we're gonna be playing some MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries later tonight, which I am maybe a little bit too excited about. It's like my childhood, the video game. Like, for a lot of people, their most nostalgic game is Age of Empires, or insert dozens of other games here that it could possibly be. But for me, like, kind of the game of my childhood is MechWarrior. So I'm very excited to get a chance to play some MechWarrior. The first time in a long time. So this is where it's been, like, pretty quiet, all things considered, which is interesting, because we're technically within reach of the tower. They are close enough that they could come visit, but they haven't yet. So there's that. So I'm not sure what exactly they're doing over there, but maybe we'll have to go poke them at some point. Start stealing some books. We'll see. Currently, though, we're working on a mist generator type thing. That is the current project. Crowd Shakespeare, what's up? My voice can accompany you as you make dinner. Well, I hope you're making a tasty dinner. What you making for dinner before you go into dinner lurks? I actually went to the new sushi place that opened close to me last night. It was good. Their deep fried stuff's not so hot, but they make some pretty fucking great rolls. And they have really, really generous portion sizes, which is nice. So I have leftovers in my fridge for dinner tonight. I'll throw on some IKEA meatballs. Fair enough. Do what you gotta do. You know, true story, I've never actually had IKEA food. Never actually had IKEA food. Oh shit, we're actually making soap. Yay! Soap's happening. Yeah, I've never had IKEA food in my entire life. I didn't actually know that they served food until like last year. Because of a certain podcast that I listened to, where one of the hosts was just talking nonstop about IKEA food, and I'm just like, what in the fuck? A Gila monster! Ooh! Gila monsters are cute. A small venomous lizard. Weak and skinny, and his scales are pink. As far as the mist spreads. But I'm gonna make a really simple one. It's not what I wanted to do. What did I just remove? I don't actually know what I just removed. Brooding from plant. Blocks, mechanisms, charcoal. Yeah, I'm actually not sure what I just canceled. Whoopsies. I'll figure it out at some point. Green, glass, great. Let's just make like 10. We also have this little tower out here, which is very small, which has a little drawbridge in front of it. This little tower is full of blood at the top, don't mind it, because a dog died up here and the dwarves never cleaned the blood up. But there is a dog up here, which is our watchdog, which is doing its best to keep an eye out for any possible invaders or traitors, or things that might want to stab it at us. It's pretty decent, all things considered. I've been told that. I don't know if I believe it, but I've been told it by a couple of people. You know, considering this area is Badlands, these trees grow pretty quickly. But yeah, and for me, Mech Warrior coming back is like a childhood dream of mine. It's so rare that that happens. And you know, honestly, I'm probably going to be disappointed. I'm probably going to be like, yeah, it's okay. That's very much what I'm expecting, but... Do the mechs act like mounts in Mech Warrior? What do you mean, do they act like mounts? Like, do they have a mind of their own? No, not really. They're just giant machines. Trying to figure out if I should put a roof on this walkway or not. Just my current thought. If I should put a roof on this walkway. So if I should put... If I'm gonna put a roof on this walkway, it suddenly looks totally different. But could be cool, I don't know. Although I also don't really want to give baddies just a way to walk all the way around my defensive structure, so... There is actually a mod for that. I don't know the name of it off the top of my head. I actually heard Cupo talking about it once, and I looked it up on the Bay 12 game forums. But I've been told it is not easy. Because there's like no wiki entries for it, and it kind of changes the whole game more or less. So yeah, that. All I know is that I'm going to be playing a lot of Mech Warrior in the next 3 or 4 days. Also, new today in video will be up tomorrow. It's going to be not about Dwarf Fortress, though. It's going to be about Door in the Woods, which is a little game that I think should get some more eyeballs on it, because I think that game's actually pretty cool. Like, it's certainly not perfect, but what it does well, it does real well. What it does well is it makes me genuinely kind of scared of the letter Z. I mean, sci-fi dwarves would be an interesting thing, that's for sure. Just building a mech hammer, or a mech hanger like Dwarf Comfy. Or Crypt Comfy, rather. But I don't want to just talk about Mech Warrior today, because I am playing Dwarf Fortress, believe it or not. To anybody, if you would like a dwarf, just let me know. We'll get you dwarfed up. If you don't want a dwarf, don't bother. I'm not going to dwarf you just out of principle. It's only if you want one. If you think you have a dwarf, or if you had a dwarf in this fort already, you can ask me to check in on the dwarf. You can see what they're up to. If I remember off the top of my head that a dwarf died, I will notify you. Although I will say this, death count in this fort has been shockingly low. We've only had a handful of deaths. It's like 4-ish. You want a dwarf? Do you have any preference in type of dwarf? Kobolds wouldn't live that long, Royal Starlord. Don't be silly. Do you have any preference on type of dwarf? Freskins? It could be our mayor. We got a bunch of weaponsmiths and furnace operators. A bunch of animal caretakers that I'm like slowly moving off of being rangers. We've got a couple fishery workers for some stupid reason, including Spitalier. We got a bunch of farmers and herbalists and doctors and a shit ton of wrestlers because I still don't have enough iron, even though we've been duping iron. Crafter of some sort? Make him into a glassmaker. Because I've got a few glassmakers. There you go, Friskins. Feels lonely after being away from family for too long, and lonely after being away from friends for too long. Felt bitter after getting into an argument, but interested after watching a performance. Delighted after... okay, well, you're not the most, like, crafty sense. Likes phalite, rose gold, red flesh opal, and the color scarlet. Crossbows and leggings and goblets, and llamas for their necks, and the sound of the festive glitter, and when possible he prefers to consume anchovy and cassava beer. He has a very good spatial sense, but he has a very bad analytical sense, and lousy creativity. Dreams of crafting a masterwork someday, and personally values a harmonious existence, and views loyalty unfavorably. He only rarely feels strong cravings or urges, and he feels best when everyone gets along without strife or contention. Where's Randy Random when I need him? In a different universe. In another casual. Obviously. Yeah, we've lost Cyril the Metal Crafter, a farmer, and a poet. Like, we've had 3 deaths in this fort. We're still collecting sand. That's what I canceled. I have enough bags to be able to do that, I think. More compact forts sort loneliness. That's what I do mandatory break times for. Just put once a year or so, just kind of stick all the dwarves in one spot. I know that they, like, deal with loneliness, but at the same time, like, I don't like making super compact forts. Once the mist generator's up and running, we'll give them a couple of days break, I think. But currently, we just need to get all of these boulders out of here. I might actually just dump them all. Once everything in here is smooth, we need to get all these boulders out, and that'll be quick. Let's actually just, like, increase the priority on that and get that stuff done first. I don't want to accidentally, like, turn this thing on with, like, literally no, way of actually draining it. The whole point is to have a way to drain it, right? But yeah, no, I have this problem where it's just like, I know that this is probably the better way to do it, but I'm not going to do it that way because I don't want to. Very much that kind of person. Hell, my shoulder's not happy with me. You know, the soundtrack's a little bit intense for today. I want something chill. I want to just be fully in the chill.
Trouble hearing?
That's an ad. No, I think we're going to just do, like, some ambient stuff for today. Especially because I got this, like, rad, like, 7-hour Silent Hill ambience playlist. Which, by the way, is a fantastic playlist. I'm listening to a lot of Silent Hill music recently, mostly because I've been playing Door in the Woods a bunch. Could not find path. Oh, right, well, they're doing that. I need empty bag. Evening, Enver. How are you doing? Cloth bag. 20. Also, how are we doing on that collection? Yeah, we got some done. Give my clothers something to do. But how's your day today, Anver? I need those large serrated glass discs. Probably not a game for me, Kappa. What makes you say that, Kappa? What if I told you I already have it installed? Although I can't tell if you're being serious or not, so what makes you say that? Yeah, no, I'm totally not interested in MechWarrior at all. Not my game. Not a game that I've been waiting literally fucking years of my life for. I figured you weren't. Did it look good? Frog frequently contradicts itself. Like, frequently it contradicts itself. Looked like MechWarrior, but with better graphics. I mean, that's more or less all that I want. Better looking, slightly better physics, MechWarrior. That's all I really want in my life right now. MechWarrior. God, that would actually be really strange if that happened. It's like, jokes aside, that would actually be really strange. It's like engraved in this wall is an image of Hatchet Man. A man wielding a hatchet. No connection. Ooh, a wood burner has been taken by a mood while I was drinking my tea. It'd be fun if they were part of the MechWarrior universe. I mean, I don't disagree necessarily. You're gonna go for the craft dwarf shop, yeah? Part of me was kind of hoping you'd go for the glassworks, but it's claimed by it's claimed a craft dwarf shop. Describing sulfurite ore. Yeah, I don't know. I would prefer that Dwarf Fortress did something unique instead of like just being part of another thing, you know? At least that's the way I'd like it. I'd like them to do something unique. But I don't think Toady plans on doing anything science fiction-y. So. Stray alpaca bone, sulfurite, lead bars, and rough lapis lazulis. Well, you know, that'll be cool. Making spiked iron balls. Continuing to make spiked iron balls. Like when two sitcoms exist in the same universe? Sure, I don't know, I'm not that big on weird crossovers. Let's be honest. Or I'm gonna be honest, I'm not that big on weird crossovers. Maybe like Marvel burnt me out on that shit, I don't know. Maybe it was Marvel, maybe it was something else. I don't really know. All I know is I'm not that big on crossovers these days. We really need to get a library set up. It's like next major thing that we need to get done. I mean, Marvel in general kind of sucks. Not just Marvel crossovers, it's just Marvel in general. It's like, to me, Marvel's just, like, I know a lot of people really like that stuff, so I'm not just gonna sit here and talk a lot of shit about Marvel, but it's just kind of starting to feel like a soap opera. That's really what it is. It's just soap operas. Your English is totally fine. I mean, your English is better than Marvel's crossovers, so... for whatever that's worth. Strong Yoda speak it is. Speaking of soap operas. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of tempted to watch The Mandalorian, but I also really don't want to pay for Disney Plus. So instead, I'm just gonna continue paying for all the other services I pay for and not pay for Disney Plus. If I do watch The Mandalorian, though, what I'd do is I'd try and find like a 30, like, I'm sure there'll be like free 30-day trials and shit for Disney Plus. So I'll just like track down a you know, a free trial for it. Or a 7-day free trial or something. Cancel it immediately and then just binge watch that shit. Oh, a bone ring, eh? That's what you got for us? Tisk. Ast, the woodburner, has created Debening. That's how I read that. An alpaca bone ring, and claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Kolib Bridgebird. No, I wouldn't steal a car. Thus, I wouldn't steal a movie, you know? Why would I do a thing like that? This is an alpaca bone ring. All craft dwarf ship is of the highest quality. It is studded with lead and encircled with bands of alpaca bone and round lapis lazuli cabochons. This object menaces with spikes of sulfurite. But no, I won't steal it. I will maybe I'll just subscribe for a month at some point. But it's literally the only thing on Disney Plus that I'm interested in. Also, hey, Eldragon. How's things, man? So I need to find out if this lever works. Let's just pull it. Hopefully nobody gets catapulted. Cool, it totally does. Now let's open that lever back up. Might also do like roads all the way off, like off the map. And the other door we need to try is the front door, which a lot more dwarves are running through constantly. I'm thinking about making more little towers out in the desert. What's something that you guys think would be interesting that I should build above ground in this desert? Because, like, we've kind of got all of this that we're working on slowly. It's taking a while, but we're working on it. I just need more kimberlite. But we always need more kimberlite. Because that's why. But, even though we always need more kimberlite, I'm trying to do as much above ground construction as I can in this desert. I'm thinking about maybe making like a bunch of little watchtowers and like an outer wall or something. It's not good. It's not good that your migraines would hit that level ever. I used to get migraines a whole lot when I was doing, just pull those levers. I used to get migraines a whole lot when I worked full-time nights. It's one of the reasons why I never actually want to go back to full-time night shift. Like, I know some people who, like, just kind of live for night shift these days. Oh, somebody gave birth to a girl. I know some people, like, live for night shift, but I don't ever want to go back to night shift. Cool. Both the drawbridges are down. I'm real curious to see how effective this trap thing is. Because we do have a lot of traps now. Because I'm half expecting goblins and elves and stuff to just dodge around everything. But I'm also like half expecting it to be real successful, so. Nope, that's large spiked iron balls. Don't want that. Those, that's what I want. But yeah, I used to get migraines real bad when I worked nights, and eventually I started to associate migraines with working nights. Almost functions a good day. That's awful. That sucks, dude. Well, I'm glad that you're almost functional today. As somebody who will probably have to deal with that in the future. Hopefully not in the nearish future, but I can sympathize. It's like, in a world where my eyes are as fucked as they are, it's not gonna take a huge amount of time for... I like, assuming the technology to make bionic eyes doesn't happen in the next several years, it's gonna be a long time. Unless, like, you know, suddenly there's breakthrough technology in growing eyeballs, which hasn't happened yet. In fact, last time I checked, University of Melbourne, Australia had stopped their research that they were doing. They were trying to implant eyes into mice, but it stopped. That was a while ago that I checked last. So who knows, maybe there's been other breakthroughs. I just, like, low-key hope that whenever that does happen, I'm in a position where I can still stream. As long as my eyes are still good enough that I can still stream, I'm happy. Probably keep me functional longer than I would otherwise, actually. Alright, we've still got quite a few boulders down there. But luckily enough, hardworking Eldragon, actually here, is, how are you doing, Eldragon, since you're in chat? How on earth did you manage to have a drink without using a goblet, cup, or mug? That is impressive. He was astonished to have his punishment delayed. Oh, did you commit a crime? Huh. Apparently you injured somebody. Interesting. Supposed to have 51 days in prison. I mean, I'd rather not do that right now, to be honest. Yeah, huh, indeed, right? Apparently you injured somebody. Which kind of sucks, realistically. I'm gonna put another food stockpile, like... probably around the bottom down here, actually. Let's just remove seeds. Actually, no, let's remove most things. It's literally just gonna be for drinks. Permit. Permit. And, not for prepared food. Don't think we'll ever have any mead, but... Tisk tisk? What are you tisking me about? You're the one who hasn't heard of MechWarrior 5 before. I don't understand why you could possibly be tisking me. There we go. Now there's plenty of goblets close by. You were talking about the crime? Still. You're the one with the crime. Nah, I'm just giving you a hard time. Glad to see you all the same, sir. Alright, so here's the next thing we gotta do. I need to forbid this. Or make that dumping zone inactive. Make a real small garbage dump right here. And dump all of these boulders. Yeah, I don't know. MechWarrior is one of those franchises that I'm actually not that surprised that people haven't heard of. I mean, it was one of the biggest franchises, period, on PC at one point, back when Microsoft published them, and, you know, the Xbox launched with a MechWarrior game, the OG Xbox, in Mech Assault. But, it's kind of a entertainment of a dead era. In many ways. And it's one of those games where you can almost just say, okay, boomer. Quite literally. Because that's kind of the audience. It's very much a dad game. But they're dad games that I enjoy. My throat's not super happy with me. I'm being super indecisive about music today. Made 30 more glass discs. Yeah, no, totally. Hey, Scrumpet. Because people don't like fun, Scrumpet? It's actually a good question. I don't know. Topic of good questions. What the fuck is up with my voice today? I actually really wonder why they fell out of popularity to begin with. Actually, I wonder if you could blame consoles. Mech games don't really work that well on controllers. Unless you have a, you know, flight stick. Also, bed. So we're gonna put a artifact bed down here. I'm also going to make a food stockpile right here. And it's going to be for drinks. So once that bed and some drinks gets installed here, I'm gonna build a wall right here. You're gonna lock yourself in there. So this will hopefully be an indestructible bed. How games' popularity changed so much? Oh yeah, no, it's fascinating. I agree with that. I certainly agree with that. So this is literally just because I feel bad for this poor dwarf. It's like, yes, they're most certainly a were creature, and you know, why should we care about were creatures? Well, because they're a dwarf too. Can't just go leaving them out in the dust like this. Although I think he's actually going to turn into a were creature again soon. Green glass disc, make 30 more. What are some other things I should be making out of glass, chat room? As we're making glass discs, I made glass goblets, and I've made a bunch of glass bins. All green glass. How good is glass furniture? I kind of just assume it'll get broken. Crazy, what's up, dude? Good to see you. Kind of a slow rolling of people today, but it's good to see you. Here comes some food. Excellent. Made 30 soap. Science with glass furniture. It's probably what's gonna happen next. I just kind of want to get my trap line done with the glass, with the glass disc traps. Ah, yes, there he is. Now, were creature again. This poor dwarf. Poor prophet. Like, I feel bad about this dwarf to the point where I almost want to, like, adventure mode them out. Oh, darn, did I not select blocks? Whoops. Glass floors above pools of magma? I don't think that's as dangerous as you'd want it to be. Is there anything else I can chuck in here for you? I mean, I guess I could give you a table. Although you'll probably just destroy it. I do actually have an artifact throne that you won't destroy, so I can give you a throne. Depends on how close the magma is. You're not wrong. We'll just give him drinks. Just a bunch more drinks. Because I know for a fact I have enough drinks. Speaking of, aren't we brewing more right now? Yep, we are actively brewing more drink. Actually, can I make glass? No, I can't make glass barrels. I can make glass pots. I can make glass jugs. Book bindings, pedestals, toys, statues. You know what? Let's just make like 20 green glass statues. Let's do that. Let's make a bunch of glass statues. Now my dwarves are going in there to drink his beer. Come on, guys. Get out of there. Glass arrows. Not a thing. Glass statues, Crumpet? Yeah. Well, this is my first time really messing with glass, right? I haven't been in a fortress with with glass in a very long time, so... This poor dwarf's prison is slowly getting bigger. I think next month, once they turn back into a were-creature again, we should, or after they're done turning into a were-creature again, we should block them back in here again, and then give him a pickaxe, so he can start carving out his own fort. We'll occasionally restock the food supply. I think we'll also make this into a little temple, so that he can at the very least pray, you know? I need a good name for the, It's a temple that knows the Mechanical Abbey. I need a good name for this temple. This is a citizens only one. The Covenant of Responsibilities. Temple of Wyoming? Well, here's the thing, Animal. This temple is the only temple of a were-creature. So this is a dwarf who is infected with a disease that turns him into a were-pig once a month for a day. Basically turning them into a very dangerous, highly infected creature. So why would I call it the Temple of Wyoming? I really like the Covenant of Responsibilities, though. It's like, well, you're responsible for getting infected with the were-virus. Although the Shrine of Repentance is pretty good, too. We need refined coal. Are we not making coal? We are not making charcoal. Oh, we are making charcoal. I just got 2 jobs for it. Dwarf Mormons. Dwarves are already enough things. Do we also need to be Mormons? I wonder if this dwarf is naked. Nope, still wearing clothing. I've never been to Wyoming, so I can't say. Most of our dwarves are pretty damn happy. I think we'll also make green glass. Is there any, like, things that the dwarves can acquire? Oh, okay, you can encrust ammo with glass. Terrarian tube. Corkscrew pedestal hive. Like, I can't really make glass crafts. I mean, I'm sure I can, actually. Man, some glass wheelbarrows would be nice. Terrarium table. Toy, I guess. Should make some bookcases. Yeah, no, that's definitely what we're gonna do. Hell Dragon. Yeah, it kind of makes sense, but I'm kind of sad I can't make, like, glass earrings, you know? Alright, so let's try this. So wait, where exactly do I need to drop that? Right here? Okay, so I actually don't need to dig in that way. Let's actually just cancel that. Could make glass earrings with the workshop material mod. Yeah, I don't really want to throw in mods and stuff. But that does sound like a neat mod, actually. There certainly is things I can do with glass, and it's probably enough at this point. All right, let's just do that. I also want to install a floodgate right here. We'll build a lever right here. Make it out of olivine mechanisms. Just in case this, you know, sprays a little too much. Like defining brew drinks from plant to brew strawberry wine. Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, can't you already do that with the details? Yeah, I guess you can't. Not on drinks. I mean, it makes sense as to why you would. Oh, that's not what I want. Now I just need my mechanic to run down here and do that real quick. I think I must have already melted a bunch of them. Iron bars. Iron ball 7 or 22. Is that how many iron bars I had? Only saw it for a second. Yeah, 22 iron bars. Also make 4 silver warhammers. So I don't use all of my silver, just some of my silver. I still need refined coal. Come on, guys. Make coal faster. I'm doing too much glass and stuff, so I'm running out of coal faster than I can make it. I'm gonna throw a door in up here. Because this little area right here is gonna flood. Actually, we could also totally just put a floodgate right there. Just to be extra safe. It's gonna take a little bit longer to get it done, but it's probably worth it. Alright, let's pull that lever. And lock that door. I don't think this will drain out too fast, though. I think it's highly unlikely it'll drain out too fast. Just need to make sure I cut out the right block. Be kind of hilarious if I cut out the wrong block. Yeah, so we're gonna carve out that block that's right in front of it. So now we're just waiting on that floodgate, which is right here. Spitalier's got it. Hope you're doing well today, Peter. And seriously, Animal, it is good to have you back after a couple of days. Did kind of miss you. I missed your shenanigans. By the way, Animal, did I tell you that we found, or actually, yesterday, a Lothrian Prime found the worst possible text-to-speech combination that you should take note of for your spams. Which is... doesn't look all that bad, but then you listen to it for like 40 seconds straight. Guess I just need more wood burners. Although currently it seems like most of my dwarves are listening to stories. A lot of my dwarves are listening to stories. Just chuck more of my farmer type dwarves onto wood burning. Might also need more furnaces. Let's pop back down here and throw in a couple more furnaces. So currently I only have 3. There's way more glass furnaces. All right, sweet. Now we... No, don't pull. Cancel that. Add task. Floodgate. Not that one. This one. Now we just wait for Dwarf to run up here and install that floodgate. Also, investments are open if you're lurking and would like to invest your tickets. So now we just wait for that to get done. Once that is done, which is coming up here, there's a little mechanic dwarf who's right here. And unfortunately, it looks like nobody won. RIP, guys. Yeah, I think what we'll probably start doing is just making green glass blocks and start building green glass walls on the outside of our fort. Up at the top here, start building up with green glass from here. Especially with like that central spire, make that out of glass. Maybe cover it in glass. Do glass floors and all that jazz that people have been asking me to do forever. Because, you know, what the heck else are these dwarves gonna do? Oh, that's why. They were making ash. That makes sense. They were making ash, and then they... while they were making ash, they ran out of... or they stopped making charcoal because they were too busy making ash. All right. Some of them are just kind of bad, Anver. Like, nothing else. They're just kind of bad. Like, I don't know. Like, a lot of them are just memes. Like, I really respect Twitch for, you know, giving artists freedom to just kind of draw emotes. Like, I really like what they did with the Pride Month emotes. Those ones are real good. But I'm just gonna be honest. Some of the emotes that they've put in for these are just plain terrible. Some of them are just plain fucking terrible. Like, they're just not good. Alright, so here we go. Let's test this. Let's test this. Needs non-economic hard rock. Well, apparently we're out of rocks again to continue making rock blocks. And literally the types of rocks I need are back here, so we'll just mine out all this. And smooth it as it comes. They're in bad art. Yeah, no, exactly. Like, haha hide is a meme. Haha 2020 is a meme. Like, literally, like, most of them are just memes. I really like the old, like, Sweat one, because that's in the style of previous ones that they've done, which were real good. Also, it's spilling down now. Oh, there we go. We're getting a little bit of build up here. There's gonna be a little bit of mud on the ground. That's kind of unavoidable. But there's our mist generator. We did it. It's a small mist generator, but it's a mist generator. Interested, delighted after... I'm not seeing any moods from it yet, though. He's embarrassed after watching a performance. Why were you embarrassed? That's interesting. With your rando holiday emotes? I mean, who's gonna say no to free memes, right? Kind of spilling in a way I'm not a fan of. I think what we might do. Okay, let's just pull this lever for a second here. Get up there and pull that lever. Uh-oh, game saving. I'm gonna like move my tables around. But yeah, no, after stream's over tonight, I'll set up my flight stick and stuff to, or my joystick and throttle to work with MechWarrior 5. Mostly because I don't really want to mess with it while I'm on stream. You've been too busy to watch the stream much recently? Fortress is alright. Yeah, I'd say Fortress is alright. Streams have been a little chill recently. You haven't been missing too much. I would say. Actually, you know what we could do? We could do this. This would probably help. Let's remove this. But yeah, the fort itself is okay. And the streams have been decent recently, I would say. No huge complaints. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put a piece of flooring right there. And then we're going to put the rest of the grates in there so the water kind of spreads out a little bit more in a slightly better fashion. So aside from me, what makes you so busy recently, Listyburn? If you don't mind me asking. Is it just work stuff? No complaints? Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited about MechWarrior. I actually asked on Discord if people wanted to see MechWarrior or Dwarfs first. Like, I was kind of tempted to just do MechWarrior all day, but I think we should. We're gonna do like, I don't know, 3 hours, 4 hours of Dwarf Fort today, and then I'll switch over to MechWarrior. We'll do MechWarrior for the rest of the day, which is kind of seems to be what a lot of people are doing. That's what Cringer's doing today too. I just hope. Hope. It's good. Working at holiday prep stuff. My recent life, I don't know how many of you care, but my recent life has been, I've been looking for a good pair of hiking boots. I have a friend that wants to go snowshoeing. There's no snow on the mountains yet, unless we want to go all the way up to Whistler, which quite frankly we don't want to do. But we are kind of getting ready to look into going snowshoeing soon. Needs refined coal. We still fucking need coal. Holy shit. Oh, we're probably just straight up out of wood. Excuse me. All right, let's try this. No, totally. It'll be beautiful no matter what. So, our initial plan was to go snowshoeing, but because we can't really do that because of like the fact that there is no snow on the mountains, we're gonna instead probably go hiking at some point. So what may end up happening actually is I might take an odd day off to go hiking, but I will do two things while I'm hiking. Thing number one I'm going to do is I'm going to stream it, or maybe not stream it, but film it and maybe edit little videos together for the Patreon. The second thing that I want to do is I want to, what's the word? If I do take an extra day off, I will stream on the Friday. So I'll take a day off and then stream on the Friday. Have I considered that? I would need 2 DLCs, and he hasn't asked me, so if he asked me, I'd consider it. I'm, I don't know, I kind of burnt out on Anno 1800. Kind of, like, really quickly. Like, Anno games never really do it for me for very long. Cool. This dwarf is a little bit better. A little bit happier now. He's got God to commune with. So there's gonna be mud on the floor now, but on the bright side, we have this. Okay, so we're gonna do burrow. We're gonna add this floor to the burrow. I think we're just gonna lock all the dwarves into the burrow for a little bit and just say, everybody get into the tavern and go hang out. Straight up, just get into the tavern and go hang out for a little bit. And hope you don't explode fast. Yeah, of course. It's Mech Warrior. Oh, a human caravan has arrived. Never mind. No break time for us. No break time for us. Move goods. I think we can sell them some mugs. I think we're just going to move all of our mugs. We got a lot of glass goblets, and we can just make more of those. That's totally fine. We got a lot of goose eggs. You know, hey, fuck it. Let's sell a goose egg barrel. Why not? And a couple drink barrels. Not too many. Just a couple. Also making cheese. I can actually make some more cheese. How much cheese can you make from a single barrel of cheese? I just kind of throw it onto like 10 or something and then just like cancel the job when they start spam canceling. Also, green glass goblet. Let's just say like 170.
Cheese for everyone!
We try, Listy Burn. But yeah, the thing with Mech Warrior is more about like the more about the way the game feels than the way the game looks. But yeah, no, I would totally be interested in that, Anver. If I could get the DLCs without having to pay for them, I'd be totally interested. Because I only have the base game for Anno 1800. Because like I said, I kind of burnt out on it. bacon's preferred to cheese? Why not both? Like, seriously, why not both? Let's just have both. BLTs, bacon, lettuce, tomato. You could put cheese on a BLT. Why not? I see no problems with putting some cheese on a BLT. Also, it's rapidly coming up on lunchtime. I know the feeling. It is most certainly rapidly coming up on lunchtime. There's a dead badger in my trap sets. Nope, those are spiked balls. Large serrated discs. There we go. I know the feeling, Harry Turpus. I mean, although to be fair, pre-orders and season passes, I do too. But when it comes to the Anno franchise, that's kind of like the one standout thing. Like, Ubisoft has a lot of problems with their bigger franchises, but with some of their smaller stuff, they're pretty decent actually. With an egg, yeah, I kind of prefer a bagel, like a belt instead of a BLT. Feels like it's missing something without the bagel in there. But yeah, no, when it comes to the Anno franchise, I think that Ubisoft actually does an alright job kind of managing that franchise in particular. Like, there are some exceptions, obviously, like, you know, Assassin's Creed franchise is kind of terrible, for example. But I think when it comes to Anno, they do a decent job. Besides, Anno is kind of the only, quite literally the only very high-budget city builder on the market. Like you could say that there's City Skylines, but City Skylines just doesn't have the production value that Anno does. So as somebody who just likes city builders, they're really the only option if you want that sort of thing. So I kind of, I don't know, when it comes to big shitty companies, yeah, Ubisoft is most certainly a big shitty company, but they're a less big shitty company than, let's just say, Blizzard, you know, or like Actiblizzard, or Take-Two, or 2K. Like, they're one of the, maybe the best big shitty company. But, you know, still big shitty company. Yeah, I know. It's the reason I don't play Assassin's Creed games. I'm trying to think, though, considering the competition that's meaningless, I'm trying to think, is there anybody else on the market that is, like, not that bad? Because I don't actually know. Don't want to sell any of my books. Yeah, they brought platinum bars. Bunch of parchment as well. And books. Just waiting for them to bring the rest of the stuff. Too bad they're too busy hauling wood. I mean, yeah, no, like, as far as, like, the quality of the games that they make, it, for the most part, is actually pretty high, you know? Like, I'll be honest with you, the Crew 2 is pretty fucking shit, but in general, like, they're not that bad. And they also, like, take chances and publish the occasional weird indie thing, and you know, I don't know, I kind of gotta respect him a little bit for that. See how these dwarves feel. Relieved being near a waterfall. Excellent! Even though they get muddy food. I wonder how deep this water is down here. 2 of 7? 2 of 7? If I increase the water flow on that a little bit, we could totally use that to generate power. If I decided I needed it, right now we're just letting stuff kind of flow. But yeah, anyway, just kind of wrapping around to the beginning. I would be interested in doing multiplayer stuff with Anno. Bong hits will not fix your frog? That's an interesting frog tip. I guess glass bins are heavy. This dwarf is taking forever to haul that. That is an interesting frog tip, frog. And not one I ever really expected to see, I'll be honest. Abstract thinking. Can I build bookcases outside? I don't think so. Oh no, I can. Interesting. Not go bong. Bong. I don't think that's the kind of hits they're talking about, but alright, animal. How frog even hits it? I generally wouldn't generally wouldn't ask. Well, shit. I can get a free delivery with Uber Eats. Thanks for the coupon I will delete right now in my email. Sigh. Oh, shit. Another email. This one's actually kind of cool. To anybody who is anti, Epic Game Store, because I know there's plenty of you. Hades is now on Steam. Just thought I'd let you know. Hades is now on Steam. And I very much recommend Hades. Alright, let's get this library started. I need to collect more sand from the looks of things. As they're complaining that we don't have enough sand. I mean, I would assume Frog has a mouth. So I guess some stoner buys Frog from Frog Systems and, So I'd assume somebody buys a frog from Frog Systems and then decides that, oh, Frog needs to get better. Frog is sick. Okay, let's give Frog a bong hit. Wouldn't that help? Stoner thoughts, you know? It's like shower thoughts, but significantly stronger and heavier because they're made of stone. I did it again, fuck. Let's try this one more time. Don't fuck it up this time, streamer. Teeny frog bong? Yeah, bong's made specifically for frog. I'm sure you can buy many frog bongs on Etsy. The funny thing is you probably can. There's actually this one bong shop that I've never actually bought anything in because I'm not a billionaire. But they're all handmade water pipes. And they're all like beautiful. Like, I like going in there when I'm in that part of town, not because I have any interest in buying a bong that big, but just because it's fascinating to look at these art pieces. Like, they are massive. Like, they're easily, like, my whole arm span. Takirosh, what's up? Like, they're gorgeous looking pieces of blown glass. So this will be our library. The Helmed Library. I think we maybe need to give that a better name. Collect sand. Let's just give it a big ass number of sand to collect. Domestic glass makers are going towards art pieces because they can't compete with the cheap stuff from China. Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense, King. But, like, I love looking at that stuff. I can't afford it, but I love looking at it. I love how someone just needs to say John Madden and everybody knows what's happening. Man, do you have any idea how much money I'd make if that could be my text-to-speech bot? John Madden. Ayo. Good times. Hi, Takirosh. Green glass table. 20. Green glass throne. 20. Just remember, if you cheer 100 bits, you can make text-to-speech happen. I'm just saying. Please throw money at me. I need to pay bills. I like that bus emote. That's a good emote. That's a really good bus emote. He blows glass on stream? No. Being honest with you, I don't have that much interest in glass blowing. I used to watch a streamer, and she used to do glass blowing a couple of years ago, and then just, like, stopped all at once. But I really like that bus emote. That bus emote is real good. You need money thrown at you, that is fair. Everybody needs money thrown in their general direction. Although, have you ever been hit by money? It hurts. Like, has anybody ever, like, thrown a penny at you? Fuck, that hurts. Melt metal object. We'll just set that to 0. And just go over to traps. Trap components. Melt them spiked iron balls. You were thinking paper money? No. No, man. There's actually a pretty funny, like, little comic I found on the internet ages ago. I have no idea what webcomic it was, but it was just a, how do Canadians give money to strippers because we don't have paper ones? And it's just like this little video, or not video, but like panel of a guy with like basically a fully auto loony cannon. Just like, what is this, Middle Ages? Yeah, right. Just throw a card at me. I want plastic. If it ain't like a plastic card about yay big, it ain't real money. Paper is dangerous? Yeah, it can catch fire. Canadian money, so plastic it melts in your wallet. It's not melting your mouth good, it's melting your wallet good. Oopsies, I hit the Windows key. Starts collecting plastic, as you should. Start collecting plastic and making fake credit cards. Oh, I should probably unpause the game, that would help. I mean, Canadian money is made of plastic. So, although I think like a lot of modern bills are made of plastic. Aren't like American bills made out of like this woven polyester stuff now? I require more sand. Could somebody please go collect sand? How many books do I have in my library? 32! Not bad. You know, I'll take that. It's also an outdoor library. Oh, that's my problem. Go be a manager, you dumb broker. But only for the higher ones? Oh, really? Yeah. Well, here it's all of them. Well, I guess, like, you guys also have $1 bills, so we don't really have that problem. Or just treated... Oh, really? That's stupid. Ours are so plastic, they'll melt in your wallet. Or they don't anymore, but they did. When we first got them, these new bills, if you'd put them like in your wallet and then put your wallet on the dashboard of your car on a hot day, it would 100% just melt your wallet. It tears like paper? That's interesting. Have you tried? Like, is this science that you can confirm? With physical evidence? Man, I'm actually surprised at how even the voting for what next documentary we watch on stream is. It's like kinda even. Ah, darn, this is like straight up draining. So I'm gonna have to turn this off for a little bit and let it fill back up. You have tried it? Okay. Well then, I will have you know that I am impressed. We're gonna turn off the waterfall for a little bit and let our reservoir fill back up. Scroll down beneath the channel. There's a little extension that where you can vote if you so desire. Cringer has a very similar setup. In fact, I think he has the exact same setup. Because we get to do the documentary nights. Because we're now a big fancy channel that people want to sponsor, apparently. Yeah. And our documentary nights are 4 hours from now on Saturdays. Although I'm going to do a couple on Thursdays as well. Bunch of dwarves need coffers. This has been a pretty chill fort, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a pretty chill fort. Well, that's... I already have a coffer. You need a cabinet. But you can have an extra coffer because you haven't had a cabinet in so long. Also because I'm pretty sure I made too many coffers. Need more cabinets though. Maybe I can make some glass ones. That's a bag. Really? I guess we're out of coffers. Just bags. But thanks for taking the time to watch today. Too fun. Needs melt designated item. Did they melt all of those iron balls? Nope. Melt them spiked iron balls. You big dummy. Very relaxing, yeah. That's what I try for. I want to be the relaxingest stream. Maybe not the relaxingest stream, but a very chill stream viewing experience. Where you can just hang out. And hopefully have things that make your ears happy. You need to change your pants? That's pretty relaxing. I consider that a positive review. So if I do this, DN, right there. Right there. Remove that piece of floor. Channel that piece of floor out. We can get some more water flow into our reservoir. And hopefully run our reservoir longer. Why are you looking... Wait, what? You have a is this an American $5 animal? Why are you looking for a $5 bill specifically? Here come all the dwarves into our dry moat. Is that fruit? You know, you took it home from America, so you stole an American $5 bill from America. Man. Thieves come in all shapes and sizes. Yeah, your $5 buck from Orlando. Oh, really? You need to change some money from LA. I wonder how many trace amounts of cocaine are on that $5 bill that you have. It's an offshore currency reserve. The horror. Animal, how could you? There we go. Now that'll flood a little faster. So now I'm just kind of hoping that that'll flood in faster. The other thing I can do is same thing, but like one tile above, because that'll be right there. So I can mine that out as well. What I'm doing is I'm filling my water reservoir faster, so that we can have larger amounts of water. Thank you so much to everybody who's tuning in today, though. It's been a really slow start to the stream. It's just kind of quiet, which is fine. It's chill. But it also means that I'm that much more grateful to those of you who do tune in. Well, we've made enough zinc bins. Luckily, it kept my dwarves busy for a little bit. There we go. That'll fill much faster now. There you go, dwarf. Fill that back in, please. Now I should be able to go down here and pull this lever, and things should fill up at a much better pace. I am indeed the Grateful Blind. A little bit of water pressure in that. This water starts falling. There we go. It's beautiful. Truly beautiful. $100 trillion. Excuse me? Can I get a TLDR? Are you playing video games or something? Like what? That's my only question is how what? I feel like I'm missing some context here. Zimbabwean dollars. So you were gambling and you're speaking in Zimbabwean dollars. Why are you gambling in Zimbabwe? Also, is gambling legal in Zimbabwe? I mean, thanks to my smartphone, I can most certainly gamble and drive. Hyperinflation is indeed a thing, yeah. I have a friend who's got like 100 trillion Zimbabwean dollars. Also, so, I don't know how many of you guys are actually interested in all the Twitch stuff and people leaving. But an interesting article just showed up. Fuzzatron, what's up, dude? Interesting article just showed up. In the latest move in the live streaming community, several popular streamers have signed an exclusive multi-year deal to remain on Twitch. So, like, Microsoft, including Dr. Lupo, Lyric, and Tim the Tatman. Which is really interesting. Because, you know, a bunch of streamers have recently left Twitch. You bought a $100 trillion note on eBay and brought it to a Christmas party where you gambled off. Oh, that's funny, actually. That sounds like a lot of fun. How much did you spend on that $100 trillion note? Genuine curiosity here. €2. Oh, that's not too bad. That's about right, I think. I should buy a $100 trillion Zimbabwean note. What did you use to gamble on presents? No, not really. I wasn't really expecting him to go elsewhere, King, but it's still interesting. Also, shoutouts to this legendary weaponsmith down here who hasn't gone insane yet. Because, like, horrified, outraged. I'm making iron spiked balls and then melting them all down the next day. So he's constantly making masterworked iron spiked balls and then getting them melted, and he's constantly in outrage because of it. Yeah, pretending to be rich is like something I do almost every day. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, I think it's just nice to see Twitch actually kind of, you know, doing what they can to make the platform better, and also at the same time keeping some people around, which is good. It's nice to see the platform that I like, you know, doing their best to keep things around. Should I put beer and food up in the library so they just straight up don't need to leave? Interesting thought. This is a really happy dwarf. Yeah, no, totally. Like, I know some people don't like all the changes that Twitch has made, but I think Twitch has made some pretty good changes. We're out of logs. Worst things you could grow attached to than a silver warhammer. I actually have a hammer lord who went and picked up a silver warhammer, I assume. So down on the bottom here. So we're essentially just gonna kind of go along here. So ideally, if they fall down here, they'll get stuck in more weapon traps. So the real question is, kind of where do we want to go forward with this fort? So I haven't been invaded enough to be really at threat by much. Like, yeah, we're at war with the elves and the goblins. They haven't really raided us much. Or sieged us much. Also, this this artificial waterfall down here that we've made seems to be pretty successful, I would say. Trying to pay for groceries with a $100 trillion note. I don't know how well that would go. I don't think that would go well at all, actually. Anander, hello, how we doing? Heads up, chat. Investments are open. I realize nobody's won anything today, but still worth noting. Hold on. Children of Morta is the best indie game of 2019, according to Windows Central. Thank you for the award. It means a lot to us. Congrats to all the winners. And then they list a bunch of not indie games. Oh, I guess winners of other awards. Huh. Apparently Windows Central has an awards thing. Fascinating. Children of Morta was a good game, though. They deserve it. Do I have any more melt designated spiky balls? Nope. Now they're melt designated. Melt those suckers down. There you go. Melting it down. So I do have one dwarf that's depressed. It's Smokey Bear, who actually I think was originally an immigrant that we then renamed when he got here. He's just kind of had a crappy couple of years as a woodcutter. Seems to be very interested after reading books. You know, he's content being near a waterfall, uneasy after seeing a goblin's dead body. Where'd you see a goblin's dead body? Goblin's dead body. Huh. Where in the world did you see a dead goblin? Stocks. Corpses. Camel skeleton. Well, those are all my dwarves. Skeletons. No, care. Thanks for the host. Hope your stream was okay today. Need to collect more sand. Rather, I need dwarves to collect sand. I got the job already set up. Was alright? Gotcha. I should send more people by again. If you guys want more dwarf forts, Melkir's been streaming some dwarf fort recently. People want to come over, they come over. Yeah, but I can help. I can help. Why not help? Gotta use my powers for something, right? If it ain't supporting the dwarf fort community, I don't know what the fuck it's gonna be for. Yay, Digimoney! That doesn't mean shite. Congrugles to the winners. Your investments are the best investments. Starting to sound like a certain American president. All of my investments are the best investments, especially the ones where all my companies go bankrupt. I only make the best investments. No, you're not a wiener. Motion Man, what's up? Divine power of... Or thanks for lurking, rather. Divine power of being able to throw half a dozen people in the direction of a broadcast that needs it. Totally a divine power. Not just a divine power, it's my right! What's this water area you see? So that's the edge of an aquifer kind of going into a reservoir. It's feeding my one well, but it's also draining down into this little artificial waterfall in my tavern and out off the map, which I could in theory use for power in the future too, because it's draining off the map. Although I'd need to increase the water flow if we were gonna do that. Yeah, that's the thing that I got. We're currently working on this upper layer up here, which is a library. All of the tables and thrones in here are all made of green glass. And all of the bookshelves are made of green glass. Assuming I clicked the right one. There we go. And we're gonna start building upwards with green glass blocks pretty soon. Once I actually start making green glass blocks. Still got 3 of these left. Madoff? Not sure what you're referencing. And then over here we've got these weapon traps that are using green glass serrated discs. Kind of looks like a car. Maybe a Cybertruck. No car I've ever seen looks like that. Yeah, it looks more like a steamship, you know? Or like some weird, like kind of looks like an FTL ship, actually. You got like this steam chimney up here kind of deal. Space shuttle with the cock and balls. Maybe if you flip it over, yeah. Also, I love private quarters. That's fine. Yeah, Federation Cruiser, exactly. Do have 4 rose gold bars. I could flaunt my wealth with some pink at the entrance. And a little bit of Kimberlite. And that's our fortress. It's actually like, I would like to think pretty well defended. I guess I won't know until we actually have tried it, but because I haven't actually needed to defend it yet. gonna make another watchtower. Oh, I've fought plenty of Titans, yeah. I've never fought a Bronze Colossus, though. We were talking about this earlier. I've never actually seen a Bronze Colossus in this game. Never once. What can I make this out of? Let's make it out of olivine. Because this little watchtower right here, up at the top, there is a chained up dog. Can do another one over here. Bronze Colossus or a Titan, Boshin, man? I think the best Titan I ever saw was a giant fire-breathing one-eyed chicken, which ended up dying because there was a visiting elven bard, and it breathed fire all over this visiting elven bard, and the boiling blood sprayed out of the elven bard's face and melted the chicken's eye, collided with the chicken's eye, and made the chicken's brain melt, which is hilarious. No, I have no idea how scrolls work, I'll be honest, Melkir. Titan of soap. I've never seen a creature made of soap. Is that even possible? I know they can be made of many, many, many materials, but I've never once seen soap. So you bit off its antennae? Oh, really? A giant bee? Huh. Neat. Someone made of blood? I've seen various liquids. Like, I've had snow, I've had water. I've never had one of blood. But I've had various liquids and stuff like that. Yeah, I've made it to parchments. I've never actually had them write anything on said parchments. I actually had a fort once whose main export was parchment paper. Yeah, that was a fun fort. How much leather do I have right now? 120 tanned hides. Let's make leather leggings. Blood Titan? Yeah, it's pretty metal. Pretty fucking metal. You need to turn them into scrolls first? At a crafting workshop? Okay, I never made it to that bit. Maybe we'll mess around with this fortress because, like, you know, we are kind of building a library in the sky. Or a library above ground, that is. So I'll be honest, I may or may not have a Mech Warrior stream up right now that I'm half watching. It's not a steel titan with wings. I've never had a titan made of steel. I've had various stone before. Let's cancel those goblets. I think I'm just making too much right now. I better be streaming you some Mech Warrior today. I literally have it just like I can see the icon on my desktop. I have the icon on my, I can see it. It's right there. You bloody well bet your ass I'm gonna be streaming some Mech Warrior today. You've never played or seen a Mech Warrior? I mean, I guess today will be a good time to start, eh? To give you an idea, like, Mech Warrior, it's essentially just a really slow-moving first-person or third-person shooter. That's all it really is. Last one, wasn't it 14? I thought it was 14 years ago the last one came out. Mech Warrior 4. When did Mech Warrior 4 come out? Oh, actually... 19 years ago. November 23rd, 2000 was Mech Warrior 4. But Mech Warrior 4 Mercenaries came out 2002, which was the really big expansion pack. This isn't really a remaster. This is literally like a new game in a franchise. I wouldn't call this a remaster. And it's working, really, Tengo? 4 wasn't my favorite. I liked 2 the most. But that's just the most nostalgic. No. This is not like AoE. No, this is a new game. This is a new game in the Mech Warrior franchise, which originally was a franchise made by, what's the word I'm thinking of here? Microsoft. It was a Microsoft, like, first-party franchise at one point. Like, they were published by Microsoft. Which is ridiculous. Like, oh, how the times have changed. My God. How my mighty mechs have fallen. From, like, top-of-the-line Microsoft-funded game in the late 90s to, a little scrappy team out of Vancouver with 20 guys working on it. Yeah, Mech Assault was kind of the game that killed the franchise. Oh yeah, it's Crisis is newer than that. When did Crisis 1 come out? Crisis 1. 2008. Yeah. Crisis is newer than Mech Warrior. That's where we're at. What, for a Crisis? 2008? Yeah. Still play Living Legends? I never got into the Crisis mod. I know that everybody like is like, oh, it's great, but it's not what I want, really. Hard to type through cat. No, I understand. I understand. How are the plants doing? One of them is doing absolutely fine and has actually grown a little bit since I got it. The other one is a little bit browning on the tips of the leaves, which I actually like asked my mom about yesterday, and she says that that's normal for that type of plant after they've been repotted. So, it looks a little sad right now, but I hope that it'll, you know, catch on. Gave it a little bit more soil, and which is what my mom suggested, and hopefully it'll figure itself out. But yeah, that's how the plants are doing. And my friend has named my Draconis Fernie because he thinks it's a fern. It's not a fern, so I refuse to call it Fernie. The other thing that my mom recommended is misting it slightly because she says that the my apartment might be too dry. So I'm gonna mist it a little bit more. I also know that it needs more light than my other one, so I kind of move it over by the window during the day. And then in the evenings, I move it back to where I like it. Fernie Sanders. If I do ever get a fern, I will name it Fernie Sanders. You've got my word on that. And if I ever get a turnip plant, I'll name it Trump. Have to be really careful what I tell them to mine here. But yeah, no, I'll see what I can do. If it doesn't, like, smarten up in a weekend ender, I'll start looking into stuff like that, but... Generally, from what I've seen, like, the Draconis plants do not like being repotted, so... If it doesn't, like, start to look happier in a little bit, I will certainly look into options, but right now I think it's okay. It's just kind of like the bottom leaves and, like, the tips are a little... hilarious. Ha 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 ha. Jesus. For your chilies? This isn't a chili, though. This is like a African plant that doesn't like a lot of light, doesn't like a lot of soil, and likes dry room temperature areas, so I don't know. Very different than a chili. And we'll take all these nice colored blocks and we'll use those for our outer wall, so we can begin building our spire of glass. Speaking of melt designated items game, how are we doing on those iron balls? Excellent. They're all gone. Perfect. What are we doing on bars? 46 iron bars, up from 4. Not bad. Q, iron ball spiked 46. Go. Making good progress. But just realize that, like, when I do stream MechWarrior later today, it's going to be very different than the games I normally stream. You know, it is effectively a slow-moving first-person shooter. Effectively. So it'll be very different from the normal shtick, but I will enjoy it, damn it. Also, we've actually got an ambush. Sorry, I phased out for a second there. We got ourselves an ambush. Which means I need to close this upper gate real quick. Let's see if these discs work. And hopefully we close the gate before problems occur. Come on, close the gate. Somebody pull that lever. Anytime now. Anybody want to pull that lever? Dwarfs, can someone please pull that fucking lever? I need that lever to be pulled. Right now. Who is pulling the lever? I don't see anybody with the pull lever job. Why hasn't that lever been pulled? We have ourselves a problem here. Aha, there you are. You're gonna go pull the lever. Go pull that lever. Come on, dwarf. I need you to pull that lever. Can I please get some RNG blessed so this dwarf pulls this lever faster? Oh god, there's a swords elf running. It's coming right up. Come on, dwarf, pull the lever. I just run over there. Don't panic, dwarf. Do not I repeat, do not. No. Why are you panicking? Dwarf, pull the I need that lever pulled. I just Jesus fucking Christ. Somebody please pull that lever. There are elves in the fortress. I repeat, there are elves in the motherfucking fortress. Let's just make add a burrow? Add a burrow. Okay. And the burrow is going to be right there. And I'm going to assign all dwarves to that burrow. Please, for the love of Christ on high, pull that lever, dwarves. Please, I require that lever to be pulled. Can somebody please pull that lever? Can anybody please pull? Fuck. All right. This is my life now. Charge, dwarves. My watchtower wasn't effective enough. And before that lever gets pulled anyway. They didn't pull the lever fast enough, I'm telling you. I mean, we're fighting on the bridge now. Dwarves are just being silly, right? I don't even... Well, I think we won. Yeah, we didn't even lose a dwarf yet. Hold on. There's still 2 invaders on the map. Are they leaving? Yep, the 2 invaders are leaving. Let's look at some of that combat. Lightly tapping on the target. The militia commander. The swordmaster stabs the militia commander in the lower body with her Anmasul Turbok. Well, we won. Sockmud, the elite wrestler. Death is all around us. I am not upset by this. The elite wrestler bashes the elf spearman in the head with her silver warhammer, bruising the muscle, jamming the skull through the brain and tearing the brain. Solid kill. Literally, they just didn't pull the lever. The elite wrestler bashes the elf spearman in the right foot with her silver warhammer, fracturing the bone through the sandbear wood boot. The force pulls the right ankle, tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone, and tearing apart the muscle and bruising the bone. Sakman, the elite wrestler. I am not uneasy. Death is all around us. How many kills did you get there, Sakman? Feels like a bunch. Alright, 2 notable kills and 4 other kills. I'll take it. Kinda sucks that it had to happen. Oh my god. I forgot to cancel the pull the lever job. Which means right now, a bunch of elf everything is getting catapulted. Well, nobody died, so that's cool. Yeah. Can I just, like, auto-dump corpses from up here? I think I can. Let's just dump all the corpses. Ah, shit. Well, thanks for pulling the lever, Dwarf. Jesus Christ. Did anybody actually get injured? Okay, there are a few injured dwarves down here. Including one of... Ooh. Including some real upset dwarves. Sergaz, thank you very much for the 25 months with Twitch Premium. Seriously. Thank you. Subhype, thank you very much, man. For keeping that Prime subscription alive as long as you have. And for keeping me closer to the, 220 goal. You just gotta click that button 5 more times and you can be an anime cop. Gonna get a big round of beers in chat for Sergaz. My shoulder's been hurting, so I'm kind of avoiding doing push-ups right now. But we'll have to go back to them at some point soon. Anime cop. Yeah, well, that's what Squig was calling it. This hat. The cop hat. It's very much a cop-out compared to the rest of our badges, I'm telling you. On the bright side, we got lots of soap and things that are all, getting cleaned up. Wait, what? Animal? What am I waiting for? I'm waiting. How long do I need to wait? You told me to wait. Animal? But how you doing today, sir, guys? Happy Tuesday. An outpost liaison has arrived. Don't mind the corpses. Still don't really have any of the good things to just sell. I guess I could also just throw all of this footwear, clothing in that we just got from the elves. Lots of buckets. Lots of goblets. Yeah, I don't know. There's gonna be a lot of cleanup that needs to be done there. That was a fun fight, though. I enjoyed that fight. How's the job hunt going, by the way, Animal? I know you said that you had a job opening that you may get, but I don't know how that went. Here come the dwarves. It'll be a photo finish. Yeah, no, totally. There's certainly, like, that crowd of people that really want to watch the Origami Code. But also a lot of people are voting for Big Cats. Digits has, like, come up today. Certainly. They weren't doing great initially, but they're getting up there. Merchants have arrived and are indeed unloading their goods. I hope that my dog didn't die again. Yay, my dog didn't die this time. You voted? Well, you should. Dallin, what's up, dude? I mean, there's worse things you could have in your life than being gifted a Shen sub. Shifted again sub? Gifted a Shen sub. Certainly worse things that you could have happen in your life. For digits? You voted digits? Sure. I am your liaison from the Mountain Homes. Let's discuss your situation. There's much to share. Information has been added to your civilization world info. We are humble glass merchants. We're gonna ask you for cloth because I'm not making or gathering any cloth of any sort. All of the gold bars and all of the other bars, all of the metal bars. Kind of a few of everything. We're gonna ask for all of the anvils so that we can melt them down. We're going to ask for all of the clothing, all of the this, all of the this, all of the this, all of the this, and bags so we can have more sand so that we can obviously, you know, make more of what we're making. And we'll ask for some ropes. And cool, that is trading with the Mountain Homes done. Let's check the news if there's any happenings around. Not really. Everything seems to be pretty quiet. There's some armies moving around down here. Some stuff moving around over there. It looks like the elves are invading people. But outside that, it's been pretty quiet. In our neck of the woods, at the very least. Well, we have finalized the export agreement. What do they want? Crossbows, battle axes, handware, fish, windows, goblets, handware, tools, potash, scepters, and large gems, and cheese. Farewell, I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes rise and fall together. Also, our mayor wants us to make more mail shirts, so we will make more mail shirts. I need empty bags to collect sand. Request trader at depot. Actually, no, not quite yet. Don't do that. Because I want my trader to... green, glass... Let's just say statue. Actually, no, fuck it. Let's start making blocks. We're gonna start making green glass blocks. And then once that job is gone through, we can assign my trader to come here and help. Looks like all the bits and pieces are still getting removed from here. It's kind of amazing, but also kind of awkward the way the body's just kind of sprayed everywhere because I kind of accidentally fucked that up. It's funny, though. Luckily, we somehow didn't lose a single dwarf in that siege. It's just annoying, but we're making glass. But a sheet of molten lead to float it on. What, for glass? Like, actually? I don't actually know how, I actually have no idea how, glass is made in real life. Only issue that I'm really seeing here is I'm actually seeing some depressed dwarves now, which is kind of a problem. Trader's not requested because jobs have been set up to go. Yeah, the problem is getting dwarves to actually put crystal glass and clear glass are really fucking hard to make. Apparently green glass is relatively easy, which is what we're working on now. Crystal glass requires a whole bunch of extra steps. Clear glass requires a whole bunch of extra steps. Really, Ocelot? Yeah, fair enough. The problem that I have is actually just making dwarves collect the sand, because I find they just don't a lot of the time. Oh shit, one of my squads is just stationed. I was like, why are they just standing there? Because they're stationed there. The thing that I'm sad about is I really wanted to test that, the fight. Or not the fight, but my traps. But I didn't get the opportunity to. I just kind of got to mash all these guys into the ground over here. Let's trade with you. So anything that's like cruddy quality, we will sell. So a lot of this is health. Screw that, I'll actually just sell all of it. I'm mostly just gonna buy books, I think. There's a bunch of books in here. I need to bring more to trade, I think. Yeah, they're not going to want to trade for all this. Yeah, we're going to need to bring more goods to trade. Goods to and from depot. Let's just bring trap no, let's not do that. I want to keep my trap components, that's a problem. I'm not really making any crafts right now. I probably should start. No. Fat Planet. You are not even remotely close to the only person who's excited for the villains update. I think the better question, Chad, is who's not excited for the villains update? I don't know. Help Fat Planet feel less alone and just press 1 if you're excited for the villains update. Come on, chat. You guys can do better than that. There you go. Just took a second. You're excited for the same update? Yeah. You better be. Yeah, I think everybody who plays Dwarf Fortress is just excited for a new update, especially considering, like, it's been a really long time since the last update, so. Why wouldn't you be? Something fun to do with animals in general. Although one thing I'm not totally certain about, are mounts going to be available outside of adventure mode? Oh the upper layer is just covered in blood and fucking elf crap. Of course it's going to be on the upper levels of the wall. Whoops. Christ. Made a little bit of a mess of my library over here. Plus ballista plus armor equals flying dwarf tank, I would think. Oh wait, are we firing the elephant and the dwarf out of the ballista, or are we mounting the ballista on the elephant? But you can mod it, yeah, I know. Okay, fair enough. That's what I thought. It'll actually give me a reason to stream adventure mode. That's the exciting bit for me. Is it'll actually be a reason to stream adventure mode. The Flying Dwarfman. The Flying Dwarfman. That's a sentence. Okay, so you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to build an outer wall. And my watchtower will still be able to see over it. This is not going to be super, like, closed off or anything. It's just kind of to block line of sight so I can actually get those bridges closed. That, or maybe I should just put, like, another lever underground to close these outer bridges, which is probably the not stupid thing to do. It's probably the smart thing to do, actually, but I'm not going to do the smart thing, because that would be the smart thing. Why would I do a smart thing? I currently disagree. There isn't enough to do to convince people why it's interesting. If I want to stream that kind of game, I would get a lot more mileage out of CDDA, Caves of Cud, games that are more designed for that. So, I disagree. Currently. But, once Villains is out, there will be more reason to. Why is there just, like, a dwarf sleeping on a pile of bones? Classy. Actually have enough orthoclase yet? Nope. Not even close. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Currently there is not enough for me to get out of adventure mode in Dwarfort. Exactly. Like, adventure mode has always been a neat novelty for me, but it's not something that I would actually stream currently. Oh, I'm sure there will still be a lot of loose ends that need to be tied together. It's the nature of Dwarfort. Yeah, ambitious is one word you could use, that's for sure. Certainly one of the words you could use. There go all the dwarves to clean off all the crappy clothing that got chucked up there by my drawbridge. Whoops. Do I still have any of those balls left? Or have they melted them all? I'm assuming they've melted them all, because they're complaining that there aren't enough. No, they have not melted them all, so those are indeed mine. Please melt those. Thank you. Sincerely, streamer. Ah, we need coal. Coal! Let's make some more charcoal. Although we might also just be using the charcoal faster than we're actually... Oh, hey, what are... We got some, I think, 2 humped camels? Giant 1 humped camels. Bet you they taste delicious. You should go hunt some dwarves. No, we do have meat. Probably that's where we're getting it from. We're also running low on drinks. A little concerning. You're a herbalist. I don't really need many herbalists right now. Can we just, like, put you on priority brewing? That'd be cool. Take you off of plant gathering. Get you doing that. Granted, everybody's just kind of busy with hauling right now. You're apparently a milker. Which isn't the most time-demanding job. I'm just gonna put you also on priority brewing. Like, literally just go brew. But yeah, no. Adventure mode has always just been an interesting novelty to me, and so... For me currently, I personally feel that if I'm going to stream a roguelike style game, there's other games that just currently do that better. But that's why I'm excited for Villains Update, because I think that Villains is gonna flesh it out enough that there will actually be some reason to, you know, go exploring around and look at things after the fact, or after a fortress, and maybe take one dwarf out and wander around for a bit and see what we can find in between forts, which is what the mode is intended for. I don't really think I'll ever focus on adventure mode or anything. Like, adventure mode will still probably remain an interesting novelty more than anything. There's just not as much focus on that sort of stuff. You know, I'd just rather play Caves of Cud still. I would just rather play Caves of Cud. Also, I apologize for the lurky chat. Today's just, like, super chill. For some reason. It happens sometimes. Sometimes we have way more people here, sometimes we don't. It's the lay of the industry, that's for sure. It is the way of the industry. Also, I'm just kind of not doing the best of job streaming Dwarf Fortress today, because I'm just kind of sitting here going, I want to play Mech Warrior. Which is the plan for later today. Let's just pull that lever. So the game became that way, but they initially started off with the fortress mode style thing. Well, initially it was you had a fortress, the fortress would die, and then you'd go back in and explore it, right? And before a dwarf gets splatted by that. How come that miasma hasn't gone away yet? Pull that lever again. Lurk and work as usual? Yeah, no, totally, but there's, like yesterday, for example, we had, I don't know, 90 people here by this time of day. So, it's not just you, Listy. Don't worry about it. I think adventure mode is easier to learn than fortress mode for sure. Yeah, no, I can totally see that, Gal. Was it? In the beginning, Fortress mode was like World Generation plus debug mode. Yeah. Hey, Hobo. Yeet. There we go. Let's pull the lever again. Hobo, Mech Warrior later today. I don't know if you have it or not, but... Or if that's even a game you plan on playing. There we go. Combat system and physics? Fair enough. Well, I think it was partially their own fault for putting the word Dwarf Fortress in the title. So that's automatically what people are... It's kind of understandable why that would automatically be what people would associate with it. Do a beer dinner? How dare you go do a beer dinner? How dare you do what I did last night? By the way, the sushi place up the street from my apartment is, like, kind of great, although their tempura kind of sucks. Everything else they have is, like, pretty solid. Like, solid 8 out of 10 level sushi place. How long will you be here today, Hobo? $25 minutes? I'll probably be jumping games pretty soon, actually. Probably around 15. I think around 1:30. Bringing in more wood so that we can make more charcoal. Should really just dig down to magma, but like, then I'll be bringing sand from the top to the bottom, so it's like, I'm either worrying about charcoal, and we have a relatively consistent supply of trees here. I'm either worrying about charcoal, or I'm worrying about, like, bringing sand down. Because regardless, I'm gonna need to bring sand down. Actually, what I should be working on is my other little tower over here. But yeah, there will be lots of Mech Warrior around over the next week. And probably a bit... It's probably going to be my go-to after-hours game for a bit, if it's as good as the streams I watched this morning looked. Because those streams from this morning look pretty fucking good. I'm excited. But to anybody just tuning in, just a little overview of the fortress. Upper area, weapon traps over to the right, made with serrated glass discs. It's a dry moat, so there's nothing actually in it right now. That's our bedroom layer over there. One of our, like, storage pile areas. I need to make more storage piles. Over here we've got ourselves our tavern. It's slowly filling up with mud, so we'll need to turn off the mist generator to clean it out at some point. Then down here we have our forges and glass forges. And that's about it. We haven't actually gone down that far. I've been doing that intentionally, keeping my forts very shallow. Let's actually do that right now. Let's make a block stockpile, because I probably need that. Bar and block stockpile for everything that's not metal or charcoal. Sure, we can put glass blocks there. Don't want other materials, so just stone, clay, and glass. I'm very much looking forward to that too. Yeah, no. Honestly, like, for me, features that I really want to see in Dwarf Fortress are mostly related to, like, more faction interaction. Like, something that I feel like Dwarf Fortress is really missing, for me at least, is the ability to, like, straight up make factions friendly with you again once you've pissed them off, because there doesn't seem to be a way to actually do that. I'd like to be able to, like, make somebody happy with me again after fighting with them, you know? Yeah, I mean, right now, like, everybody talks up Dwarf Fortress stories, and yes, there are a lot of really interesting little stories that happen in Dwarf Fortress, but at the same time, I'm gonna be honest, you see the same things over and over. Like, they do get similar. Like, it's certainly got a hell of a lot more variety than, let's just say, RimWorld, for example. But there is a lot of repetitiveness to it. Yeah, I want more 4X type stuff, exactly. Call friends for assistance. Maybe, like, you can catapult a dwarf off the map, too. Or send a dwarf messenger out to call for an ally to come and help with a siege. Or maybe they ask you to come help with a siege. I think that would be really cool. Like, say you're allied with the humans, right? And then they're just like, hey, come help us. We're fucked over here. Then you're like, aight, bud, and then you send friends. Stuff like that. It's gonna really diversify the gameplay. Yeah, no, totally, and I certainly hope so. I think that'll be real cool. Basically, I'm just excited because it's, you know, at the end of the day, Dwarf Fortress is the game I stream the most, and I would... anything that gives me more things to stream, I'm totally game and excited for. Yep, no, absolutely. And then the Steam release hopefully will just make the game accessible enough that a more mainstream crowd can find it, and then Toady can roll around in his pile of money. Because frankly, he deserves it. Toady and his brother. They both deserve it. And then, you know, dump magma into the pit of money, as you do. But no, seriously, anything that, like, just helps make Toady a shit ton of money makes me happy. I'm actually not sure where that miasma's coming from. It's gotta be coming from the pit, but... I love that occasionally badgers just are found dead out here. I should, you know, actually we should throw a couple of cage traps out here, like up here, because like there are some neat little lizards and stuff that I wouldn't mind having a couple in my fortress. But yeah, no, that's something that I would love to see in the future, is just any kind of additions to this layer, you know? Like, yeah, we can raid people. That's cool. More up there. What's chop mean? Mind? You've said that in my chat a couple times. What's up? How thing? How thing be doing? You know what's weird? Because I've been thinking a lot about Mech Warrior today because I have Mech Warrior. Also, don't be panicked. There is a werepig in my fortress. It's okay. He's in his own area. It's fine. It's a very sad story in reality. Anyway, I've been thinking about Mech Warrior a lot. Dwarf Fortress is younger than Mech Warrior 4. You can just raid. Yeah, you can't actually send trade caravans. Like, I'd love to just, like, put out a request for specific materials, load up a caravan with certain materials, and send them out. You know? Maybe get, like, a text blurby pop up when they arrive or something. But then again, that would also be almost impossible to balance. So. What do you mean if we get really lucky? It is a scary thought, isn't it? Oh, like before the big wait. Okay, I see what you mean. I'm like, that's not coming in the next patch, is it? It's like, I hadn't heard anything about that. It's gonna need some years. Yeah, but here's the thing, right? We're gonna get the Steam release before we get the big wait. Which means we'll have, assuming they add everything they want to, Steam Workshop. That big wait's not gonna be so bad because we're gonna have Steam Workshop. And I know that, like, a lot of people just fucking roll their eyes going, we got modding on the Bay 12 game forums already. Steam Workshop's like another level because as great as mod support is, when all you need to do is click a button to install a mod, a lot more people engage with that system, and suddenly you've just got an ecosystem that can build itself there. You know, you've got creators that can actually get, like, recognition for their work. Like, there's a small fledgling industry popping up around RimWorld right now, which I've noticed a little bit more and more, where there's people funding portions of their life on Patreon to make RimWorld mods. It's kind of really cool, actually. Like, the guy that makes all the vanilla expanded stuff for RimWorld, basically just stuff that looks like RimWorld vanilla content, but, like, does a really good job of mimicking the art style, but isn't. And he calls it vanilla expanded, which is kind of stupid because it's not actually vanilla, but it's a gimmick that works, and he's doing quite well on Patreon for that stuff. So the fact that, you know, you get this much more exposure for mods, that's gonna be real cool. Versus, like, hundreds of workshop mods. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, raw modding in Dwarf Fortress is easy to learn, but you won't need to learn it, because there will be 1,000 fucking mods in 48 hours. Maybe not that many, but, like, dozens of different combinations of raw mods that all you'll need to do, instead of, like, going into the game and modding the raws, all you'll need to do is, like, click a button that just says, Gib mod, thanks. I'm kind of building, like, outside structures over here because I really want this fortress to be very surface level. Because I've had a lot of people tell me to build towns above on the surface, and this seems like a good place to do it. So we're kind of, like, literally building a little set of dwarven towns out here. I might actually build an above-ground tavern at some point, too, but the problem with that would be it would split my tavern population, which kind of sucks. But if I do it, I'll do it over here. Also, we haven't really had that many visitors. Like, how... Do we even have any visitors? Yeah, well, we have the merchants. Those don't count. No, we don't have a single visitor. No, totally. I mean, that's the thing, right? Nothing's gonna stop, like, people who've been playing Dwarf Fortress for a really long time from just playing Dwarf Fortress the way they always have. And that's the best part about it, right? You know? But what will change is the community will grow. You know, and you'll have a lot of people that are exposed to Dwarf Fortress that never would have had the opportunity to be exposed to Dwarf Fortress. Getting those cave traps installed. So hopefully this little construction here will give us the time to pull the lever. Exposed, yes. This will give us the time to pull the lever. Also, is this your first time in my channel, Fat Planet? I don't believe I know your name. And it'll, you know, give plebs like Animal in chat, if Toady adds the sort of tutorial stuff that at least he was talking about at PAX, if he adds the little stuff to make learning the game easier, like little smart tooltips that pop up based on what you've recently done, there most certainly will be a lot of people that can easily get into the game. Especially if they've been playing RimWorld, for example, which is, you know, just a game that builds on many ideas from Dwarf Fortress and then executes them completely differently, but once you've played a first-person shooter, you can kind of learn how to play any first-person shooter from there, right? Regardless of how complicated it is, because you already have the base idea of how the mechanics work. Once you've played a colony management sim like Dwarf Fortress, you can probably play any colony management sim like Dwarf Fortress because you already have the basic idea of, okay, I need to assign jobs, and then they just kind of go do them. You know? It's like, knowledge just kind of spreads like that. Gotcha. Well, I stream Dwarf Fortress like 6 days a week, so... I took a couple days off last week to play a bunch of Phoenix Point, which I think I'm pretty much done with at this point. I will play more of that when they put out an expansion. Or patch a lot of the bigger problems that game has. But, yeah, we stream a shit ton of Dwarf Fortress here. Although it's mostly Fortress mode stuff. Even though there is a little bit of demand for a non-Fortress mode. Alright, we'll just keep doing this, and then we'll go over here to this side and continue working on this. Let's unsuspend that, and unsuspend that. This little tower on this side, and we'll have another light construction area over here. Also, my last few forts were very much like purely underground forts, construction-wise. Like my last fort was like an open pit design, so I had like this open area so that the dwarves didn't get... Ooh, we got green glass blocks coming. So the dwarves didn't get cave adapted, but we've like backed off from that. Where the heck am I all around? There they are. And then you can be schist. You can be schist. Dwarves got a lot of construction to do. The more upset dwarves, yeah, they're just... The dwarves that fully witnessed that fight with the elves are in a bad way, but the rest seem to be mostly okay. Kind of sucks. I think if they tone it back like a little bit, it'll be fine. I actually quite like, full disclosure, relatively new to Dwarf Fortress in the grand scheme of things compared to a lot of people. But I will say this, I do actually quite like the PTSD. It's a bit intense and could use some balancing, but I hope they don't ever get rid of it because I do actually quite like it. Putting green glass statues everywhere. Also, shoutouts to our little were creature here. Did I ever actually make this a bedroom? No, I didn't. Shit. Now you can have a bedroom. How's this guy doing? Probably just talking to his god. Poor prophet. And invade all the elves and goblins. I just like building a nice, successful fortress and then watching little stories happen within it. Outside of that, there isn't really too much I do. I don't ever really need to invade everybody. I'm not that kind of person. Any more bins? Now they'll go crazy. Yeah, no, I get that. I can understand that frustration. But as somebody who, you know, wanted to get into Dwarf... Because, like, for me, I wanted to get into Dwarf Fortress for years. And would install it periodically and then uninstall it. And then install it, and then uninstall it, and then install it, and then uninstall it, and then install it. Basically, I'd install it, I'd play a little bit of adventure mode, get frustrated, try and figure out fortress mode, get frustrated, and then uninstall it. And I did this on and off for years. Like, years. Probably from about 2009 forward. And then actually got into the game roughly a year ago. Yeah, roughly a year ago, and started streaming it. Because my chat bugged me into it. I'm looking at you, King. King and Hobo. It's just been kind of a slow downhill spiral into only streaming Dwarf Fortress. This is your fault. Yeah, kind of. It's partially your fault, that's for sure. Well, I saw a dwarf recite the birth of torches. The birth of touches at the Bronze Lemon. It is interesting. Good on you, Dwarf. Alright, how are we doing for iron? $29 iron bars. How are we doing for spiky balls? 20. Melting them slowly. You just have to embrace the misery. I mean, not quite. I don't really just embrace the misery. But I do enjoy the misery. I think that Dwarven PTSD should absolutely be a thing. And I think that the way that they were handling it on the forums relatively recently, they've kind of put out a post where they're just like, how do we improve this? They're just like, as far as they're concerned, game's working as intended. Like, how do we make you guys happy? There was a lot of good back and forth in that thread, and to the point where I didn't even say anything in the thread because I was just like, oh wow, okay, everybody's already covered everything that I would have said. Which is fantastic, but for the most part, it's just well, they're working on it, and I think that they'll probably find a middle ground, hopefully in the next update, that keeps everybody happy balance-wise. Because, you know, Dwarf Fortress is a fucking nightmare and a half to balance it, and I don't envy them with that task. Yeah, exactly, it just needs tuning. I think that they'll find a level of misery that is good. Because, you know, you do want PTSD. Not all dwarves are absolute psychopathic murder machines. Some can be, of course, but you don't want all of them to be that, because if all of them are that, then dwarves just become horrible. And honest to God, one of my favorite things about Dwarf Fortress is that dwarves aren't horrible. The players are horrible. Dwarves, in general, are pretty accepting creatures. Like, every now and again, you'll get a dwarf who's like, oh, I don't like people who live differently or look differently, but in general, dwarves are kind of just relatively inclusive little dudes with beards, and I like that. And I like the fact that it's a game that's doing that. A lot of games don't do that. Sure, but you also don't want to put some tender-hearted fool in your military. So if you're putting somebody who's just like a nervous wreck in your military and they go berserk because they had to kill something, that's your fault, not the dwarf's fault. Dwarf did nothing wrong. Dwarf's just a sad motherfucker who needed a nap. Who's a nervous wreck who suffers from anxiety, like the poor bastard. Why are you making him do that? You want it to work like that? Sure, mod it to work like that. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I misread what you said there. Yeah, no, totally. I agree that it should work like that. And kind of it does right now. It's just a little bit too intense. And the wimpy dwarves go nuts a little too quickly. Yeah, no, I misread what you said. Wimpy dwarves go nuts a little too quickly, and the tough dwarves are a little bit too tough. They just need to soften it out a little bit. Soften it out. Also, I'm really starting to like the way this little fort's looking. With watchdogs and towers. It's just a neat little fort. It's just a really neat little fort. And there's certainly some cool things we could do in the future with it. It's also probably a pretty well defended fort. Assuming we don't have to, you know, actually hand-to-hand combat elves again. Game just paused. Oh, okay. Dwarf seeking an infant. We had a new baby. As we just kind of let them all lay down the bricks in those roads. Although they're not technically roads, I just don't like making roads. They're technically floors that we're building outdoors, but... The only thing that could really cause some serious problems with this fortress right now is if we got attacked by some sort of giant flying creature. Just need more orthoclase so I can finish this layer up. That would make me real happy. Let's also throw in more olivine for these corners. Rock incoming. God, I hope not. Actually, what I would do if that happened is we would all just, like, dive underground and try and fight it in the tunnels. That's probably what I would do. Looks like I'm building a car. I think it looks more like a weird sideways spaceship than a car, but I've heard that a couple times now. I assure you it's not a car, though. I really hope that I really hope that Hades does well on Steam. Because I want to see that game get a bajillion reviews. Because if that game does real well, then there will actually be people watching it on Twitch again. Which means streaming Hades might actually happen this week too. God, there's so many games right now. Ah! Although Hades isn't technically a new game. Hades has just been on a storefront people don't like. So I'm going to make a little room in here. And this little room out here is going to be for bones and stuff. Near little bone stockpiles so they don't... So dwarves who don't want to see it, don't see it, you know? Some dwarves are delicate little bastards and you don't want those poor little delicate dwarves getting scarred by the spooky skulls out everywhere. I mean, we like spooky skulls here, but... So let's get all that stuff moved in there. We'll do a little roof on top of it. It's not gonna be the most convenient, but that's fine. We're suspended. Assuming it's the upper levels. Doing okay down here, Dwarf? Alarmed after seeing a goblin's dead body. Satisfied at work. relieved after being near a waterfall and relieved. Okay, well, didn't feel anything after watching performance. Must be some bad performers in my fortress because a lot of dwarves just don't feel anything after watching performances. That or my dwarves just don't care about artful speech. One of the two. Alright guys, so we've done about 3.5-ish hours of Dwarf Fort today. I did get started pretty quick, actually closer to about 3 hours of Dwarf Fort today. We're going to call it on Dwarf Fort for today. I'm going to turn on and play some Mech Warrior. This isn't for you, this is for me. Okay, this is something that I've been waiting for since I was a little itty-bitty child. More Mech Warrior in my life. So we're going to drive some big stompy robots around and be really happy. Hey, Bubblehead. Did you just tune in, or...? Long day today? Well, we're just jumping over to Mech Warrior, so... just a heads up. We are just jumping over to Mech Warrior. So if you do want to continue watching Dwarf Fortress, I wonder if there's actually anybody live right now playing Dwarf Fort. Nah, unfortunately there isn't. If you do just want to watch more Dwarf Fortress stuff, over on my YouTube channel is all of my previous VODs for Dwarf Fort. So if you click on that little YouTube link there, that'll